For a company that should really be experts on net running by now, CD Projekt Red really seems like they need to work on their network security. They just got hacked for the second time, and that we know of. The first time was back in 2017, and it was one of the first videos we did actually about Cyberpunk 2077. In that incident, somebody broke in and stole some design files and some information about the then upcoming game Cyberpunk 2077, and threatened to release it to the public if CDPR didn't pay up. Well, CDPR didn't pay up. They just basically put out a notice saying, "Hey guys, spoiler warning. If you don't want if you don't want information ruined about the game, just don't look at this info." So they didn't. They kind of set the precedent there for their "don't negotiate with hackers" stance, which they are maintaining in this case, even though this case was much worse. This was a full-on Johnny Silverhand invading Arasaka Tower type situation. Their servers were completely compromised. The hackers gained access to basically everything. They took full server dumps. They got source codes of games. They got all kinds of other information. We'll go through the details here. And then they also encrypted CDPR servers, although the hackers even acknowledged that they realized the company would be able to recover from backups, and CD Projekt has confirmed that. But let's see what's happening here. So, they say, yesterday we discovered, and so this was posted early this morning, North America time. Yesterday we discovered that we have become the victim of a targeted cyber attack, due to which some of our internal systems have been compromised. An unidentified actor gained access to our internal network, collected certain data belonging to CD Projekt Capital Group, and left a ransom note, the content of which we release to the public. Although some devices in our network have been encrypted, our backups remain intact. We have secured our IT infrastructure and begun restoring data. Okay, so, I'm wondering what they secured that wasn't secured before and why it wasn't secured. But anyway, let's take a look at this ransom note that they were sent. And I'm just going to disappear this photograph of myself off the screen here. That is a nice photograph that I recently took. That is what I look like. All right, so this is a very oddly shaped graphic, so it's kind of partly cut off here. But hello, CD Projekt. You have been epically pwned. I hope this was intentional. I really hope this was intentional. The misspelling of, or the putting of "your" instead of "you." It's very funny, in my opinion. We have dumped full copies of the source codes from your Perforce server for Cyberpunk 2077, Witcher 3, Gwent, and the unreleased version of Witcher 3. 3 exclamation marks, so you know they're serious. We have also dumped all of your documents related to accounting, administration, legal, HR, investor relations, and more. Now that's pretty serious. That's pretty... That's very serious. So, not a laughing matter on that one. None of this is a laughing matter. Quite frankly, I don't know what the motive was here. If this was just people being opportunistic, trying to get money from the company, or if this was people who are angry at CD Projekt Red because of the whole Cyberpunk 2077 situation, and then, deciding to get revenge, or maybe a mixture of both. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think the motive was. We don't know at this point with any degree of certainty. But come on. The problems with Cyberpunk 2077 are real problems, and people had a right to be upset about all this. But this is ridiculous. This is kind of inexcusable. Well, it's not kind of inexcusable. It is inexcusable. On top of everything else this company has had to deal with people receiving death threats and harassment and all of that garbage that is being aimed at the developers. Developers, in many cases, and community manager people who had nothing to do with the decisions that led to the game's problems. I'm going to come back on the screen now so you can see how serious I am. A lot of the people that are getting the hate are not the people who were responsible for the things you don't like about the game. So let's just stop that stupidity. All you're doing, really, when stuff like this happens, this is making people more sympathetic to CDPR because they see that the backlash now has far, far exceeded what the company did, the mistakes they made with regard to CD Projekt, with regard to Cyberpunk 2077. You know, so even at this point, if we grant that there was intentional lies and deception and all of that, at this point the backlash is starting to exceed that. And so it's just becoming just a real dumpster fire of a situation. So anyway, so that rant over. Let's see here. Also, we have encrypted all of your servers, but we understand that you can most likely recover from backups. So as I mentioned, that's really not their data is intact, thankfully, so they can't be held ransom for the unencryption of their data, thankfully, so the hackers don't have they don't have leverage there. Their leverage is basically pay up or we're going to release all this stuff to the public. They say here, if we will not come to an agreement, then your source codes will be sold or leaked online and your documents will be sent to our contacts in gaming journalism. Your public image will go down the shitter even more, and people will see how shitty your company functions. Investors will lose trust in your company, and stock will dive even lower. You have 48 hours to contact us. All right, so the hackers are making these threats. Now, CDPR has put out in their other statement that they are not giving in to the demands, and they're not negotiating with this actor, being aware that this may eventually lead to the release of compromised data. We are taking necessary steps to mitigate the consequences of such a release, in particular by approaching any parties that may be affected due to the breach. We are still investigating the incident. However, at this time, we can confirm that to our best knowledge, the compromised systems did not contain any personal data of our players or users of our services. I'm sorry, but people are not going to buy this at this point. I think the company's lost enough trust that people are not going to take them at their word that the personal information of players has not been compromised. I don't think so. Now, there was no mention of GOG, which, I mean, I don't know how it's structured internally, but it seems that GOG is where the player data would actually be held. I don't know, maybe someone can clear that up for me, but as far as like the CD Projekt Red or CD Projekt servers themselves, I don't see why they'd store any player data there, but I mean, it's possible it's all connected. I don't really know how it works on the inside. If someone knows, let me know, but they go on to say they've already approached the relevant authorities, including law enforcement. I mean, this was obviously, pretty sure this was, this was obviously illegal. I mean, I don't know the laws of Poland or where the hack came from, but like this was obviously not okay. President of the Personal Data Protection Office, IT forensic specialists, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they're going to fully investigate, and I hope that these assholes get caught. I'm not holding out a ton of hope, but that would be nice because I don't care how mad you are at CD Projekt Red. This was inexcusable. But let's talk about what they say in this message here. If you can see it behind my beautiful head, they say, your source codes will be sold or leaked online and your documents will be sent to our contacts in gaming journalism. They're threatening that their public image will go down even further and that investors will lose trust in the company. Now, CD Projekt obviously does not believe them on this. I see a few possibilities. Either CDPR doesn't think that this is that there's anything in there that's really going to affect their public image. Maybe they feel like it's already gone down. Like how much farther down can it go? Or maybe there really isn't anything incriminating. I mean, there were some bad calls made by the company for sure, and it's possible there was some deception as far as PR goes. I mean, we're still sort of sorting through all of that, trying to figure out what that happens. Now, if there is any evidence that, if there's an email on the server saying, hey, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to deliberately lie about X, Y, and Z, and then, get people to buy our game and then, run off to the bank laughing. Something like that, from one of the bigwigs at the company, obviously that would be huge. Obviously that would be a big deal, and that would be a massive hit to the company's image. So either they don't either that doesn't exist, or CDPR figures, well, it's not worth the risk, like it'll probably get out there anyway, or maybe, you know, maybe it's not worth the money. I don't know. We don't know from this what the hackers are asking or what their demands are. I don't even know if CDPR has contacted them. They say that you have 48 hours to contact us. They say it right here, down in the bottom left. And so CDPR is trying to get out ahead of this. Don't know what the hackers were going to be asking for. But I mean, if really the biggest source of, if the biggest damage is going to be that their source code gets dumped out there into the public, I mean, perhaps that's a hit they're willing to take. So let me know what you think. Let me know. Do you think this is going to damage CDPR's image? Do you think that this is going to be a big problem? Why do you think CDPR is refusing to negotiate with these people? Do you think that's the right call? Let me know. And any other thoughts you have about this situation. It's a bad situation. Also, while you're down in the comments section, let me know what you think of this new video format. This is going to be something this is something we're testing out as possibly something we're going to be doing a lot more going forward, as a way of getting the quick doses of daily news, gaming news out to you. And it's actually going to be happening on a new channel. We're starting up a new channel for news content and our podcasts, and then this channel will be devoted to the game guides, the lore videos, the more in-depth, heavily edited stuff, and then our new channel is going to be more freeform news like this, plus our live podcasts. We will let you know more details as we go, but let me know what you think of this. Let me know what you think of this fabulous photograph someone took of me, and don't forget to slam that like button. I will talk to you again very soon.